What is up, man? So today we're gonna fix that cooling machine. Still giving me issues, like I said. So I still need a fan clutch, but I have water pump, thermostat, coolant temp sensor, idler pulley, coolant hoses, a water pump. I don't know if I said water pump. So, and we're gonna reseal the plugs on the side of the block. I'm gonna show you. So you have, oh shit, you can't see anything. So you have that plug, this plug, and then I took one plug out already, but then there's that plug. I'm gonna take that out and re-Teflon it. I think that's leaking. This is always, I might take this out just to redo it. But all it takes is high temp gasket maker. There's no Teflon on these. So if you guys don't know, that's your coolant temp sensor. Your thermostat's underneath here. Your water pump's that. Idler pulley is that pulley right there. Oh, driver's side bottom of the radiator. You got a peacock. Just turn that. Eventually, coolant will fall. So, just like that. Let that drain for a long time until it starts dripping. Open up your radiator cap to let some air in. Alright, you guys, it's about 3 hours later. I had to go to work. So, but anyways, I got these plugs. I wasn't able to show you guys. I'm sorry, but here. So these are 1/2 inch. You just gotta get your ratchet and an extension on it. Just gloop some red RTV, the high temp stuff. This one, that one, and if you don't have this coolant bypass, there's one right there where my finger's at. And then right here is an Allen key socket. So next we're gonna get the heater hose off, clean that one up, and then I'm gonna clean this one up and re-Teflon and dope it and stuff. And that, my friends, is how you get it out. I believe I used a 22. What a pain in the rear end that was. So let's clean that up, sandpaper and everything, and let's put some more thread stuff on there. Be sure it's not clogged up. I can see straight through that. Alright, I don't know why my camera is so freaking blurry. So here you go. So that's, Jesus, hang on. There you go. Sorry. So that's all cleaned up. So this only matters about the first 3 threads. So clean it up. Put some high temp RTV on there. And you guys should be all tight. Just like that. And just tighten it in there. Snug it up nice and good. And you guys should be golden. Alright guys, so we have that one done. All of them done. Don't tighten them too tight now. You don't want to snap those in your block. I'm gonna go ahead and flush my heater core. So the way you do that is obviously you already had to remove that hose. That's your inlet. And then your externals here. And then you're gonna run water from a hose from in here. I have a fitting to go on there, and then I'm gonna have to put a bucket underneath this one and this back do it. The only reason I'm doing this is because I'm doing an overhaul in the cooling system, so I might as well do this while I got the coolant drained. Alrighty guys, phone got too hot. But anyways, yeah, you backfeed it through that tube. My coolant's pink. I'm using the factory Cummins that came with this truck, pink coolant. So if it's green, orange, whatever you're using. Anyways, you put a bucket right here, or you can, I didn't feel like taking the hose clamp off there. I put a small bucket here, and actually a pure water filter container right here. So this hose goes in it. I've put the garden hose to that until it came out clear. They may need 2 people just for eyes because my faucet's way back there, so I used my wife, and thankful she's around because she's awesome. Anyways, and then you don't want to leave just water in your heater core, because then it can rust out, leak, and do all that fancy stuff. And then you backfeed coolant back into it. So until, again, my coolant's pink, so clear water came out all the way until pink coolant came. And then I hurry up and put this hose on there, And then I was able to put this back on. As you can see, it's still kind of wet. But look, this is the reason why you guys want to back feed your coolant. Look at all those floaties. That, my friends, is the reason why you want to back feed it. So now we're going to proceed to taking off the radiator hoses, and then we're going to replace the pulley and start with the water pump. Here is the thermostat, part number, factory 190 Cummins thermostat, factory coolant temp sensor, part number. That's an old project. Here's your water pump from Gates, and here's your idle pulley from Gates. I'm not replacing my belt or my belt tensioner because I literally replaced that when I first bought the truck not too long ago, and it's still in good condition. I do have the Gates tensioner and the Gates green anti-squeak belt. But let's get this off. I believe these are usually 8 mils. Mine are Allen wrenches because I have the best coolant bypass kit there is. Highly recommend it. It's one of my first videos I ever uploaded. Much easier than the fleece and very efficient. So you have 3 8 mils. Mine again is 3 Allens. That will come up. And you have hose clamp, and you have 2 on your bottom radiator hose. And guess what? I got more truck parts. Alright, once you get that clamp off, this off, like I said, you got 3 bolts. Your thermostat literally just sits in there. Clean up that groove because that's your gasket. No need for gasket maker. And then clean all this off. I got that sensor too, so like I said, I'm gonna do it all at once. And this right here just pops off. Maybe. There you go. Push and pull. Just put a socket on that thing and it'll come right off. So let's get cleaning that off. Take this out and put all new back all together. Alrighty, guys. So once you get your look at this one. You know, I'm not too sure if this was bad, but it's a cheap part. So go ahead and replace it. Do not tighten this thing super tight. It will snap. It's got a crush washer. Right, I don't know if you can see it, but it's on there. And then here's the non-factory. I replaced this once, but it's 190. I don't know if it failed. I don't know what's wrong with it. So trash can. So once you get that cleaned up just like that, set your thing in there. Make sure it's in correctly, please. You know, that'll help. Tighten that up. Push this back on. Boom. And go ahead and put your thermostat housing back on. After you clean up that. Once you get this thing removed and the belt removed, the belt takes a 3/4 thingy. There's a little slot on the tensioner, a ratchet, and a breaker bar, and you get it from the bottom and you're able to slide it off the pulleys just like so, and boom. It's a 13 millimeter. It already comes pre-Loctite. Nothing really wrong with this one, but it's just time to replace it. So I mean, you guys can see the difference. Not really, just besides how much nicer this one looks. So let's go ahead and put this one in. Once you get your new pulley put in, make sure it spins freely. It's nice and tight. Like I said, it comes with Loctite from the factory, so you should be good there. Next, we're at the water pump, which is 2 10 mil bolts. Let's get it. Boom, just like that. It's out. Boom. All right. Well, this is why I wanted to replace it, boys and girls and its and everything else. Factory, 100% factory. I have 210,000 miles on it. It doesn't have much bearing life left. I don't know where to put you guys for a minute. Hang on. Nope. I just can't. My bipod broke, so hang on. Sorry. This is when I need a second pair of hands. There. It's full force, and it only spins that much, and it's super tight. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Yeah, but that's no longer good. Now let me get the new one really quick. Beautiful and shiny. Look at this thing. Whee! Spins nice. There's no resistance. It doesn't spin freely. I mean, not like spins 100 times like your wheel would, but it's not grindy. It's beautiful. And you notice the wheat pole's right there on the bottom. The factory wheat pole. Fudge nuggets. Where'd it go? Right there. Now you got to make sure that's on the bottom, so when it drains, it's on the bottom. So, but you can see the gasket didn't come off with it, and the gasket's not on this one because I haven't put it on. So let's go get the gasket off really quick. And we got it. So clean up that surface really well. What I like to use is those brushes, those nylon, these brushes right here, and it's a brake clean and it's paper towels, and you be good. If you got a lot because some idiot put RTV, gotta use a razor blade. Just be careful. Let's get at it really quick. All right, guys. If your truck has imperfections like mine on the body, put a thin coat of high temp just on the gasket. Put it in there. Remember the wheat pole's on the bottom, and just snug tight these bolts. All right. Well, once you start fighting that thing in there, boom, beauty. Just make sure it spins nice and easy. All right, we should be golden, boys. Gotta put your belt back on, but you may or may not need 2 people. So let's get it. Holy bejeebers, man. It's a good one today, and I'm on call. It's taking a lot longer than it's supposed to take, but getting it done. Had the water pump done, sealed all the ports, changed thermostat, changed sensor, flushed heater core. I think we're just down to the radiator hoses and refill and start. Yep, so that's on there nice and pretty. Make sure your belt is on there all the way on all your pulleys. You don't want it to be like off a little bit. You shred that belt in half. So let's put this top one on. Let's open this thing really quick. I'll bring you guys right back. Oh, hallelujah. I love me some AFE. Let's see what we got. Paper, more paper, more paper. That's a coolant radiator hose, upper. Here's your lower, all nicely wrapped. Here's instructions and some clamps. Why did I go? You guys might be asking, why did I go do this? Yeah, so you guys may be asking why I'm replacing with AFE radiator hoses, not generic like AutoZone or Cummins. I was silicone, so less expandable, longer lifespan. That doesn't necessarily keep the truck cooler, but it does look cool. It's just something I've been wanting for a long time. It's more of a wanted, but perfect time to do it when your radiator's drained. So let's go ahead and install your coolant, your upper one, or your upper one that you already taken off, and your lower one is right here. So get maybe. You got that one. Don't ask me why I have 2 clamps on it. And then you have one. I don't even know how to get to that one, but you could just follow the hose, you know, right above the AC condenser. So get those off, put your new one on. You should be golden. All right, guys. Well, once you get the 2 hoses put on, go ahead and start your truck and bleed it. Clean up all your tools. As you can see, yeah, nice beautiful hose. You can see AFE power. All right, and this is the coolant I'm using. So let's go ahead and start the truck. So guys, to wrap this video up, we did a lot. And it pretty much took all afternoon. I got no leaks, which is awesome. Truck's still running. You want to be able to turn the heater on when you do this at full blast, especially if you flush your heater core. Get that stuff moving, because you don't want an air pocket there and you leave some water and there's some stuff and something bad happens. You don't want that. Plus, if you have air pockets in your system, it's no longer good. You want to leave your radiator cap off until the radiator fluid comes up and starts to overfill. That's time to put your cap on, and then just let it sit there. You know, all the way up until you see that gauge hit middle, and just let it run and run and run, and it's gonna suck. I mean, you could drive it, but I don't recommend it because you want all those air pockets out. So we changed the thermostat to a Cummins thermostat, the coolant temp sensor to a Cummins coolant temp sensor, Gates water pump, Gaines idler pulley, and AFE radiator hoses. By the way, those things are sweet. I like them. I like them a lot. Look, I'll show you really quick why the truck's running. You pop your hood and you look at that. Yeah, buddy. Beautiful. So I have my hood closed to keep that heat build up in there. Let me go over here. What is it at? Almost halfway through, but it's hot. It's hot. So, but guys, I recommend doing this stuff if you have coolant problems or radiator problems or cooling problems. Most of my truck, since I bought it, has been original factory 03 stuff. So that's really why I went all out. But if you realize you have fluid around your head where those ports are at, take them out, reseal them up. It won't hurt, nothing. As long as you drain your coolant, because you don't want coolant shooting you in the face. But seal them up and see if that fixes your issue. Because I had water there. I don't know if it was from the oil from the previous video you saw me replace that oil hose, or if it was coolant. It was just liquid and it was dried up by the time. It was just all these shiny right there. So, but let me step away. If you guys have any questions or concerns, I use a variety of tools, man. Reality, you want some channel locks, you want a ratchet set, ratchet, 3/4, 1/2 inch, breaker bar, brake cleaner, man, nut drivers, anything you could think of. But basic mechanical tools, man. Anyone could do all this stuff. But if you're going to do this and you haven't changed your belt out or your tensioner out in the past 20 to 30,000 miles, go ahead and do it. Make sure you get those done. Like I said, I already did it, so I wasn't worried about it. Make sure you get those done too. You kind of want to do all this at one time because you don't want to, you don't want to drain your coolant for something stupid again. So, and if you have to reuse your coolant, run it through a filter. If you don't run it through your filter, you're going to get all those nasty particles back through there. But I recommend changing your coolant too. Oh, that's what I didn't show you guys. Let me show you the coolant I was using. Peak Final Charge Glow, around Peak Final Charge Glow 50/50 preluted. Do not add water, and this is red. That's the stuff I use. More than 5 gallons drained, and so far I've only put 4 3/4 gallons in there. So that's why you want to. You never, when you drain your coolant, you never actually get all the coolant out. So it's a good thing to buy some more. I recommend buying 6 gallons if you do this job. So, well guys, I'll put all the links down for the things down below. I'm sorry I was all over the place this video. Like I said, I'm on call, that phone's ringing, I'm answering phone calls, working on the truck, going to job sites. I actually had to go to a live fire today. Pretty legit, it was pretty cool. Obviously not for the client, that place burnt down, but I had to go silence all, fix all the fire stuff. So, but take your time. You guys can get this done in a few hours. Get a 12 pack and just go at it. So I'll talk to you guys later. I'll see you guys on the next one. We got the fan clutch to replace next. See ya.